Darren, welcome to the Marketing for Business podcast.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
I'm excited to have you. You're the face behind one of the most recognised tyre brands in New Zealand, Mag and Turbo. I'm excited to have you on. You're a client of ours, and I've chased you for a while for this one. Why are you down here in Christchurch, though? You're an Aucklander.
Look, gratefully, we've been brought down by Murray to come to the rugby tonight with some of our South Island store owners and some media people. So we're here for the stadium opening.
How good.
Yeah.
You excited by that?
Yeah, I am actually. There's a good buzz around town. I mean, and lucky enough, it's a crystal blue, clear day outside, no wind. It's cool but nice, and it's going to be a great night.
Seriously, I've been looking forward to this night for a long time since we had earthquakes, and I think Christchurch is going to be set alight tonight. We're at a new stage of where this city is going, and you've got a great Mag and Turbo store down here in Christchurch.
Oh, it's the best. Look, our Mag and Turbo store down here has set new standards, not just for our company, but actually for how tyre shops should operate nationally.
Yeah.
With their showroom, their presentation, their attention to detail, their customer focus, their efficiencies, they're on another level.
So good.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to talk about a number of things today. Look, you've got a huge experience in helping grow a franchise brand in what I would say one of the most competitive markets. I would say in New Zealand, like the tyre industry is unbelievably competitive with some huge players in it, but you guys really punch well into that market. But I wanted to start off though, because this audience here are business owners, and I think some of them have got a similar story to you as far as schooling goes. You left school at 15.
Yeah, I did. Like I was working from the age of 12. I had a couple of jobs. My focus was literally, I want to buy my first car. I'm car mad.
Yeah.
And that's
where
what
did
I
that come
wanted to
from?
do. I don't know. My father, he rode motorbikes. Cars were my thing. Not my brother's. My brother had a different passion for different things. But so I guess it's either in you or it's not.
Yeah.
But so I wanted my own car. I saw that as freedom.
Yeah.
I could,
because like you could drive, you get your license pretty easily back in the day too, right? Like it wasn't too hard.
I drove to the Ministry of Transport.
I did the same
on my own.
Yeah.
And I went and sat my practical. My theory test.
Yeah.
And then went outside with the MOT officer.
Yeah.
Put him in the car, a manual Morris 1000, and we went for a drive. And then I got my little green book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
that's it.
Pretty much doing the same. The guy wanted to know how it got there. And I said, oh, my mum dropped me. Yes. And then he was like, well, how come you got your car here? And I remember getting the car, and I remember, because I'd driven so long with my uncle on farms and stuff, I had the window down, and I had one hand on the steering wheel and one hand out like that. And he said, do you want to pass? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, 12 and 12, or 1 and 12, or 1, something, what he said. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Like hands on the steering wheel.
Yes.
What sort of car did you buy?
The first car I purchased with my own money was a 69 Mark 1 Ford Escort 2-door.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So that took all my money, and it had a little 1300 motor in it, but I just loved that car.
What would they be worth?
I could try and find it today.
I was going to say, how much would they be worth today?
Oh, they're worth 40, 50 grand.
Yeah.
If they're a special one, they're worth more.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty base model. It got me driving, got me around.
Yeah. So you paid with your own money. So what were you doing?
I pumped gas at a gas station. I literally begged them for a job at a mobile gas station, one of those old ones that had like the clinker brick fronts.
Yeah.
It had a shop, it had a lube bay, it had a tire bay, it had a mechanical workshop.
Oh, cool.
So I started working there cleaning things. So I would clean the workshop on the weekend, clean the lube bay, do the tire bay, sort everything out. Just wanted to have my hands in and around all the mechanical stuff. I just thought it was just incredible.
Yeah. And did it feel not like work? You were just doing stuff that you really enjoyed?
Yeah. No, it didn't feel like work. It felt like I was lucky to be there.
Yeah.
And one of the happier days I remember, which is like a core memory, is when they gave me my blue shirt, my red shirt, which had the Pegasus badge on the shoulder.
Yeah, mobile badge.
And I just thought that was like Christmas. I was like 12, 13 years old. Yeah. So I wasn't old enough to pump gas, but I ended up doing that. I stayed there for a while.
What age were you allowed to pump gas?
I don't know. I think they were making it up like 15 or something. I guess.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah. Petroleum transfer engineer.
Those were the days when like there was real customer service in those environments too, right?
Yep.
So people would pump your gas for you.
Yeah, they come out. Yeah, there was a team of us. We'd go out and pump the gas, check the oil. There was oil Bowsers in between the petrol pumps.
Yep.
So you go and, of 2 or 3 different types of oil, 2-stroke and another 2 engine grades. So we were upselling that. Yeah.
How good.
Good times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then evolving from that. So what did you start to do? I think you got an apprenticeship when you were 15?
Yeah, so the apprenticeship came from that job. So that mechanical workshop was getting its alignments outsourced at a place called Auto Alignment in Manukau City. And they had, there was a shop that was going quite well and they needed an apprentice.
Yep.
They just sacked their apprentice for taking their cars on a test drive to go and pick his girlfriend up from school in the neighbouring city.
Oh.
And they eventually caught him and they said, look, you're going. So they needed a guy.
Yeah.
So the head of the mechanical workshop said, well, we got this young guy who cleans stuff up like he's unreal. Because I have a touch of the OCD apparently.
Yeah.
So I was cleaning stuff to they couldn't find anything. It was put away nicely and yeah. So he said, you need to talk to this guy. So I got sent up there. My mother drove me there.
Cool.
Right. And I went in, she waited outside. I went in for an interview. Then she came in and spoke to him.
Nice.
And said, look, he's in school. What is going on here? And he said, look, we'd like to employ him. And my father was very much about get some education because he worked for the bank.
Okay.
Right. He was a bank accountant. And my mum was like, look, let's just trust him. This is what he wants to do. So there's a door open here. So let's go. So I went in there and got an apprenticeship.
How good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool from your mum that she sort
they're very trusting.
Yeah, very trusting, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you get paid?
Oh, like I was paid sub $200 a week.
Yeah.
And it was in a brown paper bag with a handwritten note.
Yeah, I remember that.
My pay slip. Yeah, but that went quite a long way back then.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Hey, so now you've got an apprenticeship and you got some money, you got some freedom. How life's totally changed, right?
Well, it did because a lot of my friend network was still at school.
Yeah.
Where I probably should have been because it was like August of 85. I was 15 years old. So I left school in August of 85, yeah.
Did you like school or you were just, no? Yeah.
No. Oh, I like it for a social aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, you read my reports and it's like likable guy, entertaining the class, could do better.
Yep.
All this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all pretty standard.
No, but that is common in business owners, entrepreneurs have that same sort of kind of buzz. They just school wasn't their home for them. They were yearning for other things and wanted to succeed in other ways. And I've Kane, who you know, is a similar story. He told me a similar story, sitting right where you are.
He started with us at 15.
Yeah.
So that my experience with that has enabled me to give not look at age as a barrier to pathway into Mag and Turbo.
Yeah.
Either working for me directly in my store.
Yeah.
In my workshop or owning a franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I was given that opportunity, I didn't let it down.
Yeah. And that's a great way to pay it forward too, right? Realize that age is not the barrier, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you're working in alignment and you're starting to see more cars, tires, etc. When do you start to see the opportunity or start to feel that, hey, I should actually start my own business here?
Well, Autoline didn't sell tires, to be honest.
Yep.
And I was out of my time by the time I was 19, so that's quite young, only because I went in so young.
Yeah.
So 4 years, that's a proper apprenticeship.
And what was the apprenticeship?
It was wheel alignment and body fabrication was a specialist. Was a specialist trade.
Yeah.
So you do 3 years of panel beating in night school, and then they take you away in the last year.
Yep.
And then they isolate you on steering geometry and chassis cutting, straightening, welding.
Wow.
It's a bit more specialist, yeah. So and then they join you back up together and go and sit all the exams at the end of the 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
I read that you started to do a business course at the same time.
I did actually. I did a small business management course online in correspondence, which I found the paperwork for recently, which was quite amusing.
Yeah.
And I did it on I actually did it on a hairdressing salon because they had equal amount of opportunity to sell product as well as labor charges.
True.
Right.
Yeah,
so you go and get a haircut. That's just labor.
Yeah.
Right. That's just billing out of somebody's time. But they have a shelf full of product that they want to sell you and should sell you. So there was a nice balance of doing that. Yeah.
You have 35 to an hour sometimes to sit there and sell someone a product.
Oh yeah.
untouched opportunity
Yes.
to influence people on why they should buy your product.
Yes. Yeah.
So okay, so but why did you do that? Like, did you want to and need to upskill?
So like school, right? I want to do the next thing. So get a job, I want to do the next thing.
Oh yeah.
I was going to school. I don't want to be at school. I want to grow up. So I was just trying to grow up as fast as I could.
Okay.
So working for someone else, my 4 years working as an apprentice under some really cool tradesmen, right?
Yep.
Guys who called a spade,
Yeah, true.
and just old school guys. Over 30 years old, none of them were happy. Like
Oh, wow.
seriously, they were just, their knees were shot.
Yep.
They're done with crawling under wet cars on a winter's day. And I thought to myself, I need to get myself into the office.
Yeah.
I need to own this.
Did you like, you could see that?
Yeah, I could actually. And so did my time at Autoline in Manukau, and then I was moved, there's an opportunity to go into Newmarket, so I went into there via East Tamaki, worked there for a while, under different tradesmen, which was a really good experience for me, because and when I was in East Tamaki, I got to spend a bunch of time with a guy called Chris Rawson, and he's like a European car specialist.
Oh wow.
So anything that most people don't want to work on, Jaguars, Alfa Romeos, anything tricky, he takes on.
Nice.
And so I learned a lot of him, and he's probably one of the nicest human beings in the industry. So I was lucky to work with him.
Yeah.
Moved then into Newmarket, which was more of a machine of a business. So it had a lot of staff and a lot of moving parts. People were stuck to a line machine. That's all you did. People were stuck to changing shocks. That's all you did. Chassis guys, shock rebuilding guys. Everyone had a role. And it was at that time where I really thought to myself, I need to build one of these businesses for myself.
Were you starting to see the owners of those businesses live a wee bit differently?
Oh, they all live differently, because they were buying brand new VK Commodores and just spinning the motor and putting a 350 Chev in a manual gearbox. Like they were just doing extraordinary things that were just blowing my mind. Yeah. So but it wasn't so much about the wealth and the money. It was about trying to build something. And a survey, we had some university students that were hanging out in the building in Newmarket at Autoline, and they were surveying the business, and they were doing some sort of paper. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. But they then presented their findings to the whole staff, the meeting. They had a staff meeting. They introduced them and said, here's their findings. And their findings were, here's the next place that you should be putting a store.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For growth. And they said, and I'm there listening, and they're like, Papakura is the next place Autoline needs to go. And second on the list was Mount Wellington.
Okay.
So Autoline went to Mount Wellington.
Yep.
And I left and Autoline went to Papakura. And I left and started a shop in Mount Wellington.
Wow. And was that...
Thanks for the research.
I was going to say, but hey, look, most people, the business owner was probably sitting in that room and not worrying about, what those guys were telling his employees. Little did he know that you were going to go and do something. When you left that business, did you tell them what you were doing? Did you just resign?
Yeah, no, I did. So I was actually fired eventually. Yes, because I got to a point in my time where I mentally moved on from that business. I had already purchased an alignment machine. I purchased tools. I had a plan. I had a building. I knew where I was going, and I was getting niggled a lot. Like back in those days, workshop environments, you can get bullied. Right, and you either get bullied and you deal with it, and then you eventually leave, or you, if you stand back and talk back to a foreman, or you talk back to one of the minority shareholders, then you're going to find yourself in front of the judiciary upstairs, and that's what happened to me. So I started pushing back a little bit, probably with more confidence, knowing I was leaving anyway.
Yeah, true.
And I found myself upstairs, and they're like all this behaviour's got to change, otherwise you're going to have to go, and so I left. Yeah. And when I left on, I believe on good terms. I opened an account with them, with my new business, and I become one of their biggest customers.
How good.
And that translated into the relationship that Autoline have today with Mag and Turbo.
Brilliant. What are some of the lessons you learned early on by starting that business by yourself? Or was it just yourself to start with?
No, actually, I wanted to do mechanical repairs as well, and I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
So I got in I did it together with a guy. We started a business together in Mount Wellington in the back of one of the Sylvia Park sheds. So where Sylvia Park Shopping Centre is now, used to be old army barracks.
True.
Yeah. And at the front was a business that was running. It was doing tyres. It was doing, started to sell New Zealand-made alloys, and it was doing reconditioning of turbochargers.
Okay.
So it
Mag and turbo.
Yes. And so I was doing all the suspension stuff and all the vehicle lowering. So we're working together. So the businesses were separate, but they were starting to work together.
Yep.
I did bring a business partner on. Business partnerships, you've got to be more in tune with a business partnership than a marriage.
Yeah.
Because your life has to actually be heading in the same direction. So if you've got one guy who wants to go motor racing or build hot rods, but you want to save money and build more equipment and open another thing.
So you've got to be aligned on those things, definitely.
100%. I mean, he could be a nice guy, a good mechanic, which he was.
Yeah.
But we weren't really aligned in our ambition.
Yeah.
So one thing led to another. I sold him out the first business and he disappeared. And then I took all my money and we formed Mag and Turbo franchise.
That's
the way it got going.
That's a really interesting point that you make there, being aligned in the ambition. I think that's a really good place for people to start if they're having a discussion around joining together. Making sure, because it can sound really rosy and with a partnership and stuff like that, but if you're not just aligned in those two, that aspect, that ambition, someone wants to grow the business, so you're going to put more money back into a business, and someone wants to use the money you make to buy some toys.
Correct.
Yeah, you're always going to be coming at that point, aren't you?
Well, look, I didn't learn my lesson from that, so I jumped straight back into another business partnership where it was my money that set it all up, and I was a minor shareholder of it. And I just worked to a point where I ended up buying out my business partner 10 years later.
Wow.
And that was when Mag and Turbo had like 5 franchises at that point. So I sort of jumped forward a little bit there. But yeah, on business partnerships, it's you got to really understand their life's motivations and where they're heading.
One thing I think when I look at the Mag and Turbo and the growth over the years, you guys have been very good at spotting gaps and opportunities in the marketplace, and especially early on. Where did that come from? Was that just from basically doing the whacking and cracking every day that you realize people were starting to come in and ask for certain things, and that's where you saw the opportunities? Because firstly, is that where you started to see opportunities coming from?
Well, the Mag and Turbo took off mainly because the importation levies were removed on importing cars into New Zealand.
Yep.
So in the mid-90s, that all changed. Early 90s, that changed. So otherwise, you would buy a Commodore, or you'd keep your Falcon alive, or whatever. You'd buy off your Ford or Holden dealership, or your Mitsubishi dealership, your Chrysler dealership. When Japanese imports started turning up, that's when people started realizing they could have a better accessorized car.
Yeah, nice.
Right? So they went from driving a Bluebird that had wind-up windows to electric glass and aircon and oilies and wing mirrors on the guards and all the luxuries, and a diesel turbo engine was in it. So all these different options of spec. Incoming, the mag wheel market wasn't big. Mag wheels were made in New Zealand, and they were all pretty much shipped offshore.
Oh, wow. Who was making mag wheels?
Motorform.
Okay.
So Motorform was in Beards Road in Otara, and it had an old aluminium cast factory there. Yep. But most of their orders were going to Australia or America.
Nice.
They made a lot of old styles, but they were popular. And
did you see that coming because you were kind of that consumer as well? Were you buying those sort of cars yourself? You weren't.
No.
What about your friends and stuff? Were they buying Japanese?
Well, a lot of my friends are wheeler dealers, so they don't own a car more than 5 minutes, right? So, but cars are our thing, right?
Yeah.
So we were always off to the drag strip on the weekend or hanging out in town with car meets. So accessorizing and expressing an interest in who you are through your car, I understood the importance of that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a particularly great academic. You don't have to be particularly good at sport. If you haven't got a community within those two things, because a lot of people have, then you can have a nice car, park up in town, and you will meet people again and again and again, the same people. It's how it used to be. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be that way now.
No.
Because they've made it very difficult to drive and hang out in town. So that's how I view the car community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so part of Mag and Turbo obviously rode that wave, right?
Well, it did, because I realized the importance of that, of being involved in the community and not just talking at it. A lot of companies seem to sponsor things. They put their name on the event.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to embed ourselves within the event and become part of the community. You can get a better story if you're
Talk to me about
actively
that,
in the
because I think that's a great takeaway that business owners could be doing right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with sponsorship, when you sponsor something, you could spend 10 grand painting a car and making it blue and green, but you've got to spend another 10 letting the world know you've done it and why. And you've got to position that so it actually talks to an audience and go, oh, well, I align with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Mag Turbo, HSV people, great. Well, let's do that.
Yep.
And we did that once with the New Zealand Touring Car Series. We sponsored a Falcon. I had no expectation of him winning, couldn't care less. But he was in the top 10 all the time. But that let the audience see that Mag Turbo was involved.
You're involved
in what they're involved with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you become one of them because of your involvement.
yes, because we surveyed the stud patterns of wheels, or what we were selling a lot of, and we were selling a lot of 4-stud cars, Hondas, Corollas, all that stuff. We were owning that market, but we were lagging behind in 5-stud vehicles like Falcons and Commodores.
Yep.
So I thought, well, maybe they just don't see us as relevant to them.
Yeah,
They might see us as a
yeah.
Japanese car place. So that's why we sponsored that V8 stuff.
Yep.
And then after that, it kind of changed.
And did you see an uptick in, obviously, in...
By the way, that car still exists
20
20 years later, exactly the same, and it's going to be sitting in the middle of the showroom in our Invercargill store when we do the grand opening
How good.
next month.
Nice.
So I don't know where these things are kept, but it's in Invercargill, obviously.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously, getting involved in that community and letting them see you, did you see all of a sudden sales start to change in that environment, in those categories?
Look, I'm not. I could say yes, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to tell you a lie. I'm not sitting. I can't sit down and survey how that changed. Right. However, it made it easier for us to expand into different markets.
Yep.
Okay. It gave us a better reach. It made us a more serious thing, being involved in those kind of events. The thing that really, from a marketing point of view, I got aggressive with is in the same guise of wanting to participate within the community, I realized that the largest car event in the country was actually the Mazda Rotary Enthusiast Club.
Wow.
So they were having gatherings at Taupo, and it was turning into a bit of chaos because they're Mazda Rotary people of the late 90s.
RX-7s.
With no springs and a guide coat, right? With 8 people in. So that kind of thing was that kind of thing was happening. So that event came back. They had a committee that ran it, and it came back to Auckland, and it was getting big. And then they added 4 cylinders to it. So the 4 and Rotary part of it was the 4 and Rotary Nationals, and that was becoming a 3-day event, which was attracting people from all over the country, because it was specifically for those people, and they had nothing up to that point. I got involved in the committee of organising to say, hey, I can help you with some marketing, I can help give you some business direction. So we had the meetings at my office.
Brilliant.
About 6 weeks out from the first real big one in Auckland, the committee realised that if they owed money through a failed event, that the committee could equally and severally be responsible to pay that money back. And if the event went really well and the car club made a lot of money, they couldn't access that money for their own personal gain either. Oh, wow. It had to go to the incorporated society.
Yeah.
So they were in a lose. So I stepped in and said, look, let me buy the event off you.
Okay.
And so I progressively brought the event over a 2-year period, and then now I own the event. Now I'm an event management company. So I created that, and then got my wife to sort of anchor that. She's very good with people. She got herself through doors that I couldn't get through with trade sites and corporate stuff and arranging venues and so on and so on. She's pretty good at that, right? So that enabled me to keep every opposition business away from that scene.
Yeah.
Because I got to call the shots.
Because you're controlling who
I like and who I don't like.
Nice.
So we then turned that into a television program.
Okay.
So we were recording and filming and selling DVDs at the event, and they were selling, like, we'd do 1,000 copies and they'd sell out in a month.
Where did you spot the opportunity to sell DVDs?
I just got to document they were doing, the Mazda Club did a DVD of the
Are they
event,
already
so they
doing
had
it?
someone wandering
Yeah,
around
yeah.
with a camera that was like on your shoulder,
Yeah.
and a fluffy mic, and they were
Brilliant.
talking to people and documenting
Nice.
the show and the drag racing, right?
Because when you've got a hot market, they want to buy what you've got, right? Like,
Well, yeah, exactly. And so what I did is my radio rep, actually, a guy called Mark Dunsby, who's not short of a word and very, very switched on with cars.
Yeah.
I said, look, here's a camera, follow this guy around, go and interview some people. And we made a well, what do you call it? A short version of the program.
Like a trailer?
Like a pilot.
Yeah.
We made a pilot, pitched it to Performance Car Magazine, pitched it to TV3, pitched it to anyone who'd look at it, and C4 grabbed it. And
Brilliant.
they said, yeah, we like it, put some music in it, make it move faster, and we'll run it. So we had to go away and raise money to do that. So that turned into multiple car events, a television program where we were building cars on the program as well, and we were doing 26 episodes a year, which
Brilliant.
is like literally one every.
What was it called?
Import X.
Ah, nice.
And so that was in the early 2000s. So we did that for about 4 or 5 years, and then we sort of buried that, and that all sat on tapes. And then just recently, my operations manager at Mag and Turbo, he was the other announcer on the program, and I said, man, this needs to come back. And so we gathered up where the tapes were. It was like a pallet of tapes, pulled into the office. Toots ran them through a bunch of machinery because they all come in different formats, and made them digital. And he's been releasing it ever since. So importx.co.nz and ImportX on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll be able to go and have a look at that. But
very good.
The popularity of it and the nostalgia of it is enormous.
Yeah.
Like, it's caught us by surprise, to be honest.
Oh, I can imagine it's like reliving childhood, and teenagehood and early manhood things that people did, right?
Well,
like
those guys were 20 then.
Yeah.
They're now 45.
Yeah, with money.
Right, because they went to sleep once and they woke up and they had 2 kids, a mortgage, and a sensible car.
Totally.
Right? So the whole nostalgic thing is really big.
Yeah. I love that. That's so cool.
And we're wrapped in all of it. So the brand lives on again, and we get to re-rinse it all again because we basically made it. We dragged other brands into it.
Yeah.
Like V and not Red Bull, V. Oh, my mind's gone blank. Burger Fuel,
How good.
Burger King, Avanti Wheels. Yeah.
It's a very
we liked.
It's a very market that has a good audience that other brands want to get in front of, right?
Yeah.
When you come to that, I want to drag you back though. I want to drag you back to Mag and Turbo, and where did you spot the opportunity for franchising, and why did you decide to franchise Mag and Turbo?
Okay, well, the franchise concept is really just true to its form, and what I mean by that is that you can only do so much with your own hands every day. So that to create the system and then go, well, this actually works, and we need to make it work if we're in the building or not.
Yeah.
And then we can go to the North Shore and do it there, and we can go to West Auckland and do it there, and so on and so on. So it had a second branch that was company owned.
Yep.
That was fraught with a few problems, and then we realized as soon as you put an owner operator behind the counter, it goes pretty good.
Yeah,
it lifts
nice.
regardless. Same media, same marketing, same buy price, same products.
Yeah.
Owner operator behind the counter.
Skin in the game?
Well, skin in the game. It'll lift by 20, 30%.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep. So that kind of would spark an interest. Well, what if we put a owner in everyone?
Yep.
Yeah. How did you learn about franchising?
The hard way. Okay. So there's a guy called Stuart Chillman who running a franchise company. He came to the business and he said, look, I'll give you the blueprint of how to do it.
Yeah.
So he did that.
Nice.
And gave us a document to create the franchise with and to sign people up.
Yep.
And he hung around the business for a little bit. He had some other problems so he disappeared, and that was okay because by then we're sort of up and running.
Yep.
So the franchise model worked because the brand was strong.
Yeah.
And people wanted to be the store in that region. And it's still somewhat to that. It's like that to this day.
Yeah. Talk to me about that, building that brand. Because like that's, I think, when you think about it, that is something you've done extremely well, building that brand. What was your thinking and ideas around building that brand when you first first started?
Just being everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Just being more places.
What did that mean? What does that mean though?
Well, that
being
meant
everywhere?
that meant we had Jonah Lomu doing our TV commercials before he was an All Black,
Oh,
just
really?
because he was in as a customer playing for counties, and we used him because he's like 6'8" and
Yeah.
and he spoke to that market.
Yeah.
So we used him. I don't know. I might have a copy of that still, but yeah, he was doing our finance ads for us. So using him, finding. I mean, we weren't swimming in money in those days, so
Yeah.
we needed to find opportunities to put our brand on vehicles, vehicle racing classes, trade and exchange.
When you say
Auto
be
trader.
when you say be everywhere, do you mean be everywhere where your target
Yes.
market was?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So your target market at the time was who?
Well, it was easy to find 18 to 25-year-old
Yeah.
males who were interested in
Yeah.
extending their personality onto their car,
Yeah.
personalizing
Yeah.
their car.
So you really understood that, and then you just went out and okay, where are they going to be? What do they need? We're going to be there for them with our brand.
Well, we just wanted to make sure that if they walked into the store, they go, well, there's no point going anywhere else
Go
because
anywhere
everything
else.
I need is going to be here,
Right here.
widest range, best advice,
Yep.
and so on. And we still live to that today.
Yeah. Hey, it's 2026. You're listening to this podcast and you've probably heard of AI. So here's what I want you to do. We've created a free playbook that'll actually help you with AI and help your business get recommended. So all you need to do is go to the show notes or the link that's in this video, and I'll send you this playbook for free. Well, look, I read the reviews, and pretty much that's what it says. Best advice.
Yeah.
People come in, they don't understand, most of the times understand what they need, and your guys and girls are so good at explaining stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and especially in a marketplace that is really competitive, but kind of disfragmented as well now because of online tire sales and stuff. And we've all seen what's been going on there. But you know, like getting good advice around what you guys do, mags and tires, is so important.
Well, our franchise model has enabled many of our store owners to have been in the industry. The best guys in the industry didn't pop out of the top of university.
No,
right? So
no.
they're guys like me who can talk some talk, right, and get by on that and have industry and vehicular knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So those guys end up working in the tire game. The smarter ones end up in sales.
Yeah.
And that way they've got the ground up knowledge.
Yeah.
And so all we do is facilitate them into a building.
Yeah.
And make them that, and then we support them with their with marketing.
Yeah,
we support them with business systems.
Yep.
And accounting if needed. So most of our store owners have worked on the floor.
Yeah,
which is why when a consumer goes in and they want to talk, they very quickly realize he's not just a salesman. He's a guy who's worked in this thing his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, knows what you actually need on your car.
You can't replace that.
No.
You can't replace that with an online basket.
No.
And you bricks and mortar and standing in front of your local guy with knowledge is what works.
Totally, especially when you consider your car is probably the thing that is one of the most dangerous things you can drive if you get it wrong, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you need to spend the time and the money to get the right advice on that. Interesting.
It's the thing they like the most too.
True.
So safety is certainly secondary to the fact that they want their cherished possession treated nicely and being given, and be curated correctly.
When did you start to realize though that as you franchising, your target market is getting bigger? It's not just 18 to 25-year-olds. Actually, there's a whole other market out here that we need to be talking to.
Well, because we've been trading over 30 years as a franchise.
Yeah, that's awesome, right?
Yeah, so we sort of realised that our market's getting older with us.
Yeah,
we're getting older.
Yeah,
and they're getting older.
Nice.
So and their requirements change.
Yeah,
but we're a brand that's familiar to them and trusted brand to them.
Yeah.
So if we've done it right when they were 20 and 25. And a lot of people come online going, oh man, I brought my tires there 25 years ago and still going.
Yeah.
Then we should have a run at doing their Ranger.
Yeah.
Or their people mover.
So
or
true.
their wife's car or their kid's first car.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that intergenerational stuff happening now, which I'm kind of proud of. Really.
I think that 30 years is something you should be proud of, right? Because that stands the test of time. And I've definitely seen it when you see some of the videos that have gone out, one that Hayden did in Christchurch recently, about the evolution of the business.
Yes.
And people commenting, oh, I've been using you for this, and this, and I've got some my tires from you guys for my daughter's car and stuff like that. And that's real, right?
Yeah.
Like that is so good to have that
with trust.
Yeah. Yeah, they buy from people they know. You've got to know you first.
Yeah.
So you got to get your marketing out there. Then they've got to like you through chemistry.
Yes.
And the chemistry has been built up over those years. The 18 to 25-year-olds coming in, and then they've got to trust you, credibility. Did you look after them the first time? Did you look after them the second time, the third time? That.
Well, also, if something goes wrong, how did you look after
How
that?
did you look after it?
Because that's a biggie. And a lot of our stores pride themselves on just fixing it. Let's get it done. Let's keep you moving, because I want your barbecue story on Saturday to be a good one about what happened and how we fixed it.
Yeah.
And I think that goes a long way.
I think certainly it goes a long way, especially in the world we live in now, where you're one post away from
Annihilation.
Like, seriously, if you don't do things today, and bury your head in the sand because you don't want to deal with it, you actually have to deal with it today. You have to jump on things, especially we even have in our business, results not reasons is a core value. We've had stuff this week that it's not even our fault. Like, the web company has done something to one of our clients, but my team will fix it.
Yeah.
And like bringing the client in to fix it, where the web companies, you can't even get hold of them.
Yep.
And it's not even but if we don't, like, you just got to take it on. You've got to be the company that cares. You talked about Invercargill, and you're now expanding down there. Obviously expansion's part of the plan.
Yep.
Invercargill, where do you see that growing? And it's a big market down there.
Invercargill, I'm excited about it. I mean, we've been talking to Robin McDonald, who has had Discount Ties down there for 45 years.
Wow.
So every single person in Invercargill will know who he is.
Yep.
And most of the people in Southland know who he is.
Nice.
So he's got a lovely family down there. He's got a couple of daughters and a young son. 10 years ago, he was expressing interest in opening a Mag & Turbo in Invercargill.
Yep.
And I flew down there to go and see him, and we looked at his operation and we talked to him. It was quite clear at that point that they had a focus, and the focus was motorsport with Liam.
Okay.
And making him, pulling all the stops to get his career moving.
Yep.
That worked very well. He's won numerous things in the V8 touring car series.
Okay.
And he's very well known, and he's a good wheelman. So on a recent trip in the last couple of years, last sort of 18 months down in the South Island, one of our work suppliers said to me, Robin's still down there, but he's getting on a bit, and he's like, and his son's like running the business now. Oh, okay. His son's now 27. Oh, right. Well, he was 15 last time I saw him, and running a shop was not in it, was not in his wheelhouse. He was going motor racing. So I rung Robin, and I rung his phone, and I got his wife on the phone, and she goes, "Hang on, I'll just get him. He's pruning trees." And this is on a Wednesday at 2:00 in the afternoon. So I thought, right, well, Robin certainly, he's not down at the business at the moment. So I spoke to him and said, look, I'd really like to talk to you again and relook at the idea of becoming Mag & Turbo and doing this for Liam.
Yeah.
Liam possibly won't want to take over Discount Ties.
Yep.
It's your business. It's your thing. But we could make this Mag & Turbo his thing.
Nice.
And so it's his legacy and his new, shiny new thing to move forward with. And he said, okay, I'll come and listen. So they came to Auckland, and we hosted them for a couple of days and put them through a PowerPoint. And that lasted about 3 hours about who we are and what we are and how it works.
Yeah.
And your team are on that PowerPoint of our support. And he rung me back and said, let's do it. So I jump on a plane, and he races away, and he buys a building in town.
Really?
Just nice.
Goes and got into it.
And rips all that apart. And that was October, November last year. So thanks to the council, things have gone safely but slowly in the for them ticking the building off. But we're now there. And so 15th and 16th of May will be their grand opening of Mag & Turbo in Invercargill, and all the pieces are in play. All our product suppliers are so great. They're so helpful. They've all been they're down, they're filling the place up with the products.
Yeah.
So it'll be a fresh new offering to the people of Southland, that's for sure. They've got nothing like it down there.
Yeah.
And we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that is exciting, right?
Well, they're the right people.
Yeah.
Their DNA is in Wheels and Tyres.
Yeah.
And so I'm very fortunate that they're joining our group.
Yeah, true.
And we're throwing everything at it.
Where do you see other areas for expansion for Mag & Turbo?
Anywhere we don't have a dot on the map.
Yep.
Like you look at Gisborne, it's a long way out, but I'm just not going to go and take anyone on in that region. I have to find a local guy who people know, who's interested in, or who's been in the Thai game.
I think
that's the pathway to success.
I think that is in your DNA is that pathway to success, right? Because you don't need to have 1,000 stores. You need to have 22, 23, 24 really, really successful stores that have those owner operators that love the game.
Well, each store is it operates under our brand.
Yeah.
So if they get it wrong, then it doesn't subliminally affect the other stores. Yeah. So we've got to be the caretaker of that, and not only the brand's integrity, but its fiscal opportunities as well. So we can't.
Does that keep you up at night?
Yep.
Yeah.
100% it does.
Yeah. Because that's a big thing, because you're not a corporate, right? You're mums and dads.
Every single shop is owned by a family.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously, all of them.
Yeah.
Some of our guys have been in wearing a blue and green shirt, wearing a Mag and Turbo shirt for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Some of them nearly 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a huge sense of responsibility because the Mag and Turbo brand, if you like, feeds a lot of lives around the country.
Yeah.
And so it has to be curated correctly and the brand has to be protected.
Yeah.
So we just don't, just because you got the money doesn't mean to say you're the right guy for the job.
Yeah, the right person to come in. I love that. Okay, I've got a couple of questions.
That's not always a popular answer.
But I get it. I do get it because if you don't, then things can go astray and all of a sudden the whole thing collapses.
Yep.
I've got some questions around marketing. You've been in business for 30 years. What are some of the things you've learned about marketing that as business owners listening to this, what are some of the things they should be doing or shouldn't be doing when it comes to marketing from your experience?
Consistent messaging.
Nice.
Consistent brand.
Yep.
So making sure your brand appears exactly the way it should be according to your like corporate ID manual.
Yep.
So everything can leverage off everything else.
Yep. So consistent messaging, making sure that you have something that you're standing for, a clear who you are, where you are, what you have to offer, and why people should turn up and buy from you.
Ideally, tracking the results, which should be easier in today's world.
Yep.
Back in the day, we give them a survey form while they waited for their car to say, where did you hear about us?
Yeah.
Those people would tick a few things and give it back to us. But surveying what is actually working in the market. What
marketing were you doing early on?
Early days?
Yeah.
A lot of radio.
Yeah.
So radio wasn't as fragmented as it is now.
No.
Radio has a lot of challenges in regards to people's attention.
Yep.
You see people driving down the road with earpods in, listening to Spotify, listening to YouTube, watching YouTube on their drive. Back in the day, all they did is turn the radio on.
Yeah, totally.
Right? So we did a lot of radio back in the day, nationally, especially in Auckland.
When you did radio, what were some of the things you learned from doing radio? Was it that building of that consistent message and that consistent brand?
Yes, yeah. So obviously having the same message nationwide, but equally giving the radio station opportunity to work.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is give them a decent offer.
Yep.
Right. Brand messaging doesn't make the phone ring, but it keeps you top of mind when people are in need.
But the offer.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is that every month someone's going to get up, not this month, and go, I need tyres this month because I've got a warrant coming and I know my tyres are shot.
Yep.
Or you're going to change your car and go, this month I'm going to put wheels on my new car.
Yep.
And that's going to happen. There's only a certain amount of those people. So we're trying to find who they are and we're trying to make them react to our market.
Yeah.
And that's called their moment of truth, if you like. You're not going to convince someone who doesn't need tyres to buy tyres.
No.
You're not going to convince someone who doesn't think it's important. And it is incredibly important to change your alloys on your car.
Yeah.
To change your alloys if they're not of mind to. So we're hunting for the people who are the type of people who want to personalize their car.
Yep.
And who see value in that for their life. And people who are either failing a warrant or in need to change their tyres for safety.
Yeah.
That's who we're looking for.
So I have a framework that I talk to all the time. It's consistency of message plus frequency of reach to become relevant. You got it really good at your frequency, your consistent message. Okay, nationwide, consistent message. You were frequent in the reach with the people, but where you started to win was your relevancy, because then people that need that warrant fitness,
That is super hard.
they realize that you are the relevant brand to choose. You became on the shopping list. I think a lot of businesses miss the fact that they're not on. They wonder why they're not growing. Well, the reason is they don't have a consistent message. They're not frequency. They don't have any frequency with the people that could and can buy from them. So they never They never give themselves a chance to become relevant. And relevancy is decided by the person, and it was decided in your industry by the person who wanted to upgrade their car a little bit.
Correct.
With the alloy, or hey, I need new tires because of my warrant. I filed my warrant. Who's that? Oh, there's that brand always here on the radio. You guys became the choice.
So we want to be annoying enough on the radio and through other points of media that they feel like they're cheating themselves by not calling us just to check.
You got to be on the shopping list.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And most businesses don't give themselves the opportunity to be on that shopping list.
Relevancy for us, because I look at the market as deciding where the aftermarket accessory market, right? Which is where we're in.
Yep.
So embedding ourselves in the TV programs and all the car events up and down the country,
nice.
we become very relevant.
Yeah.
We sponsored a drift driver. Didn't care if he wins. Don't care. As long as you're there.
And
I like the fact that he turned up in not the fanciest car.
Yeah, nice.
Because if Mag and Turbo rocks in with a truck and rolls one out the back and wins everything, then boo.
Yeah.
But we're just there battling,
We're battling. We're part of the.
Yes. Yes, we want to be part of the fabric of the whole day. So for me, that's the win, right?
Well, that's understanding your market too, right? There's a skill there to understand. Hey, let's not be these guys. Let's be these guys.
Just want to be involved.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the room than looking at it from a distance.
Yeah. And realizing, hey, if you get a win one now and again, that's great, but it's not the reason you're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So relevancy also comes with changing tact a little bit. I gathered all the store owners up of the day in 2011. Kane Lawson was in the room at the same time.
Yep.
And we said, look, here's a new vision for us. We want to be Mag and Tyre Warehouse because we want tyres in our name. Google's becoming an important thing, and we want to let people know what we are, what we sell from the outset. Because a lot of customers, a lot of consumers still walk in our shops going, do you sell tyres here?
Yeah,
There's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not walking through roller doors like a tyre workshop, like a forecourt. They're walking into a showroom.
Yeah, they do.
It was unnatural.
Yeah.
So anyway, we spent a lot of money combating that message, but the group nearly had a meltdown on me. Like there was almost a coup.
Yeah.
And they said, no way, we're Mag and Turbo through and through. That was the day I really realized that these guys were all invested in the brand.
Yeah.
It's not my brand. It's each and everyone's brand. So they said, not a chance. So I packed that away and we came back to them and we turned it into Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre.
Yeah.
So that gave me what I needed and they agreed to it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to get their opinion on it, but it counts. And that it counts because I need everyone's buy-in.
Yeah.
And so everyone has an input into it, and as part of the decision-making process, they adapt to it and they embrace it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So that was in 2011 when the GFC happened.
Yeah, true.
So we wanted to sell more tyres, do more vehicle servicing, because that's what happens when the economy goes a bit south. They stop buying wheels, but they stop transacting their cars over. I'll just hang on to it for one more year.
Yeah.
Let's repair it.
Yeah.
Let's fix the shocks, do the brakes, do some wheels and tyres. Now it's good for another couple of years, and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
So that's where we fell in. So Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre was born in 2011.
Kind of makes sense.
Embrace it.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense though, because you have access to that client.
Oh, we do.
You know, they were already your client, right?
Yeah, massive upsell opportunity. We've got the wheels off every car that comes in the door, looking at the shocks, looking at their brakes, checking their service sticker, and we started doing more and more and more of that kind of work.
Yeah. When did you start doing TV? Because you did a bit of TV.
Yeah.
You know?
We did. No, we did. We did TV quite early, really. We were in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
We were doing buying schedules on TV3. We're quite loyal with TV3 actually, and then we. That went really well for us because our products look good on TV. Tyres are pretty boring, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
they're aesthetically becoming more appealing.
Yeah,
they're more.
You put some nice mags on them, like that.
Back then,
the
mag wheel is the story.
Yeah,
and that's the emotive change.
Yeah.
So alloy wheels, a lowering kit, everyone's happy. They drive away in their Commodore, they're pretty happy.
Yeah.
So being able to show that product on television in someone's living room through Shortland Street or After Homes or wherever we could, the Friday night movie, all these targeted things actually work really well for us.
Yeah.
And they talk about radio stations and television. They talk about tarps and ratings and this and that and everything else. They adjust all these things to suit the narrative, right? I know that.
You know that.
All I care about is did the sales increase?
Yeah.
Did the phone ring more?
Yeah.
And if the phone's ringing more and the sales don't increase, then I've got internal problems.
Yeah. And did it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. TV was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it got real expensive. And then the internet turned up.
Yeah.
And everyone started watching that.
Yeah.
And then you've got to find two budgets.
Yeah.
So you've got to make your mind up, well, which one you're going to run with, and which is why we're sitting here today.
Yeah. I do remember talking to Mike James from Novus about this and how like the decision was easy back in the day. It was TV3.
Yes.
But there was TV1 and TV2, and then it became a little bit harder because you had TV3, and then it just became extremely like disjointed because there's so many channels, right?
Yes. Everyone's competing for the attention. But Mike's ads from Novus, he's iconic on his ads, right?
Yeah.
You remember the jingle, you remember the slogan, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. The vision of him himself on the ad.
Yeah.
That's a masterstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that is the power of being, in front of people every day.
Yes.
And at certain times of the day too. And you could do that in New Zealand as well. There was a certain time if you wanted to be in front of your target market in New Zealand, it was 6 o'clock, and that was, but now that's like expensive to be there.
Yeah.
When you think about marketing now, what's your take on marketing now for and what's maybe some of your advice for business owners?
Understand how people want to be delivered their messaging.
Nice.
Right? So I don't think I know anybody who signed up for Facebook and went, I can't wait to get onto Facebook because I can't wait to get all the ads.
Yeah. I signed up for ads.
Yeah. So to work the art of being able to pitch a message at people on their chosen platform for either entertainment or communication with their family and not have it insult them, that's an art.
Yeah.
And that's what we work hard at doing. Yeah. Delivering our message in a format and though it's digestible and not scrollable.
Yeah.
Keeping up with embedding the right team into your company. I'm not a Google expert, but you're about as close to it as I can get. So that's why you're part of our team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you keep up to date with all the trends of what Google are changing and what's moving. Deliver that knowledge down to us, and we can better make adjustments and understand why we're making those adjustments.
Yeah. I think, when you look at the market and how businesses changed over the years, I remember writing Yellow Pages ads, and like the
20 grand, 25,000 for a half-page Yellow Page ad in Auckland.
Yeah. People would say, hey, can you write me an ad? And I'd write them an ad. And then their job was done. I'd written the ad, their job was done, it's in there, that kind of changed, I guess, when the internet came in though, and it's more now you have to partner with the businesses. Yeah. That's the biggest change I've seen, because before it was, hey, catch that, sort that out. You gave it to your radio rep, you gave it to your TV, they just sorted it for you. I think the internet definitely changed where it made you have to have a level of knowledge, and you have to have someone, a partner that you can trust that has a level of knowledge. You can't just chuck it to them though and let them go.
So your ad that you run, that I receive, right? The lady talking. Yeah. So she's saying companies that just throw their marketing at the young guy in the room or the young person in the room and say, look, I'm too busy doing this. You can do it because you understand your phone better than I do. You're on Facebook, so you must be able to that's a disaster. Yeah. Right? That you couldn't do a worse thing for your business. Yeah. You have to get up to speed with this knowledge.
100%. Yeah, you have to have a level of understanding, and you have to have a partner willing to sit down and explain to you. I have a saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And look, you got to find a partner that'll work with you in that space, because otherwise, especially some of these companies, like especially the likes of Google, Facebook, etc., TikTok, they're becoming more and more expensive. So you can churn through money if you don't have your fingers on the pulse and knowing and having a good conversation around how you're winning. Yes, and making sure obviously all your tracking and that is set up so you actually know that you're getting a return on that ad spend as well.
Look, our industry is tough to get
Yeah.
the store owners and some of their staff drag them into this environment.
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
actually go, that's necessity for my business.
Yeah.
So it is. That's probably one of our challenges. But as a franchise, that's what they're there to do. We're there to do.
Yeah.
We've always had a graphic
Yeah.
design person in our office for 25 years.
Yeah.
We made our own trade and exchange ads and faxed them through.
Yeah.
We made our own Auto Trader ads.
Yeah.
We made our own Yellow Pages ads. No one did that for us. We always had a person sitting at a desk. I've gone through a few of them.
The good news there for someone who's getting into a franchise though, like that's gold, because they're good at the whacking and cracking and doing what they're doing. Like they're an expert in what they're
Yes.
doing. You're bringing expertise to actually, because without marketing and without this sort of branding and marketing and you're just not driving the same amount of sales.
That's
you know?
correct.
So you
We've
take
got an expert in
Yeah.
our office. Like
Yeah.
he's very, very
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
at, and all our store owners really need to do, or the salesman, is just walk around vehicles with their phone,
Yeah.
narrate what they're doing, and then we chop and shut it and
Hey,
make
good.
it into a usable format. Because there's one thing posting reels, and there's another thing posting a reel that people don't scroll past,
Yeah.
or is
Oh.
digestible to today's audience.
Totally.
There's I'm getting an education about it like every
Yeah.
day. It makes my head hurt. Right?
Hey, look, we've gone nearly an hour, and I know we you've got a place to be tonight. What's the gift that business has given you, and that you look back on and go, yeah, man, this has been an awesome ride.
Just the whole journey, like the experience. It gives you life experiences. It's given us. We're so blessed to have the people we have in the group. We've got some really nice people around
Yep.
us. The gift, yeah. It's the journey of the whole thing. The
Yeah.
perspective of the relationships.
Yep.
Being able to operate every day with a level of integrity. I'm quite proud about that.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, I'm quite rewarded by helping our store owners be better.
Yeah.
We have some great operators who are maybe not good at other things,
Yep.
or some negotiable points or marketing or whatever, but they're very good with customers.
Yeah.
So helping them be the best they can be.
I love that.
And so that's what our franchise is about.
Yeah. People, like, investing in people is a huge part of it, right? And you get that right, you can really make some big inroads into, changing people's lives too, right? You would have
Yeah.
seen a few people come along, you've obviously changed the trajectory of their life. That's a real gift as
I
well,
could go
right?
through them one at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how embedded we are with
Yeah.
them.
I love that.
The only thing I'd probably do if your audience is thinking about spawning into franchising,
Yeah.
go and get a degree in psychology. Okay, because these franchises' lives are going to come at you.
Yeah.
And if you are a type of person who doesn't care about that, then don't get into franchising. But if you do, then embrace it.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to deal with a number of franchise, owners, and they all say the same thing. I remember talking to Arjun from Little India. He's like, man, it's like I've got 16 bosses coming at me every day. So yeah, I've had some of those discussions. What's the when you think about like mindset and how you've been able to evolve what you've been doing, what are some of the things that you've done from a mindset perspective? You take that? Do you start to look at some of that sort of stuff yourself?
Are you talking about like mental support?
Yeah, mental support and understanding who you are, where you are, and how you show up. Like, have you gone into any of that sort of stuff to help you over the years?
I mean, I'm a believer in first impressions for sure, right? And how you hold yourself and present yourself. You can't ask someone to do something that you're not prepared to do yourself.
Nice.
Right? So I like to set some standards.
Yep.
And that's not hard to do in this industry, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right? However, as far as support, I mean, I've got a very good family that supports me well.
Yeah.
I've got a very good wife that tells me when I'm going in the wrong direction or
Nice.
whether I'm overthinking things.
Yep.
I overthink a lot.
Yep.
I think a lot of business owners do if they care about what they're doing.
Totally. Yeah, because you're always thinking about the next step, and is it going to be the right step, and is it the right time, and like
You end up sweating things you can't control as well.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
probably
that's only natural if you really give a shit about the outcome.
totally.
So that's probably something I do a lot is I've learned to take my time and not react emotionally to
Yeah.
things and digest the moment and actually what it means, and then respond clinically
Yeah.
and with ethic
What,
again.
what do you do to debrief yourself then? Like as far as taking a minute, do you go out and drive fast cars, or what do you
No,
do?
no, I don't do any of that. I just go and spend time with my family,
Nice.
travel, or yeah, I don't really do a lot of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
What's the
owning a race car is a pathway to either a divorce or a broke business.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the fastest car you've ever driven though?
Driven?
Yeah.
Crikey.
That car you've got in your showroom, or
Not that.
that's
Certainly
nice,
not
man.
that.
That's a nice car.
Yeah. I have done some drives.
What's the nicest car you've driven?
The nicest car? I don't know. I like them all for different reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it really hard to answer these questions
Yeah.
in regards to, like, if you're going to ask
Give
me
me
what
the
my
top
favorite
three.
car is. I like cars you can connect with as a driver. I like cars that have a feel and a smell.
Yep.
I like cars that have chrome bumpers.
Nice.
Mostly. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cars that transport you back into memories of your past.
Yeah, nice.
So I've got an XA Falcon GT. I love that car.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy driving that car. My wife hates it. She thinks it hates her. But a car you have to develop a relationship with driving smoothly when no one else can. I mean, I could.
Sonia will listen to this, by the way.
Probably. She might not get this far into it. She would have tapped out. She might have tapped out. She's heard it all before.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool though, right?
So I know about
I
one of my
like that.
favorite cars is I got a 66 F100. It's not a performance car, but any gas station I go into, everyone comes and talks to me about it.
Yeah.
And I just
That's
love
cool.
driving. It makes me happy, and everyone enjoys it. I can see my kids have memories in it. I've got kids who sort of fight to go with me in it, because I've got 5 kids, so there's a lot of that.
That's cool though.
But no, not one thing in particular. Different cars for different parts of my life and memories. The car that sits in the middle of my office rolled off the production line at August 85.
Yeah.
So it's actually been in existence from the factory for every month I've ever worked in my life, because that's when I started my working career.
Nice.
No, I get twisted up on things like that.
Is that why you got it?
No, it was just coincidental, and that makes it even more freaky.
Yeah. So good, so good. Hey man, this has been a great chat. Is there anything else you wanted to share that we haven't covered? Like it's gone fast.
It has gone fast. You do talk quite a bit.
Look, I just interested, like curious and how business owners have done it. Hey, if someone wanted to get hold of you and have a chat about franchising, would you be up for that? Like,
Absolutely.
So how do they get hold of you?
Just to hit the Facebook. Just reach out to us on our website.
Yeah.
You can reach the franchise head office there.
Cool.
It's
All right.
easy.
Yeah. Okay. We'll put the details to Megan Turbo in the show notes.
I like talking to other people about their business ideas. I get enrolled in it probably too much.
Yeah.
It's got me into other businesses and other areas
in
my life,
Yeah.
Because running a business for a long time, or being part of one company for 30
years.
Which is why you don't get bored, but you want to challenge yourself, which is why I decided, hey, I'm going to make some TV. Let's go and raise money and make TV. Let's go and run events. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
Let's own this event, do that. So all of that was really to challenge myself. But then I come back to the grounding of Megan Turbo, because there's so much opportunity in that. And there's so much brand loyalty. The people are amazing.
Yep.
And that's where my passion is.
I like what you said there. You challenge yourself. And I think that'd be a great takeaway for people here. Look at your business, look at things that you're doing and challenge yourself. Where could you twist, turn up the dial a wee bit, right? Where could you look at some other opportunities and go, have we fully tapped that? Like have we gone half-hearted into something that we could maybe, let's give it a bit more.
Or jump into the community that you're trying to market to.
Yeah.
Instead of marketing to them, actually become part of their community in some way. I think that goes a long way, especially south of Auckland. Auckland's not as communal. That's my take on it. You get north of the bridge, a bit more communal. You get south of the Bombays, really communal. So get involved in your community.
Yeah.
And make sure that you talk about locally owned and operated. I think it matters.
It does matter.
Yeah.
I've seen that, locally owned and
It's
operated.
powerful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And be part of that community experience. Down south, we definitely like that, and you've smart move getting a local operator.
Oh, look,
in
we're
there.
not going to pitch this as Megan Turbo's now here. We're pitching that as Robin and Liam have brought the benefits of Megan Turbo to your community and
So good.
your guys.
How good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome to watch and awesome to see, another 30 years of Megan Turbo going. Firstly, that's awesome, 30 years. Like it really
I
is.
don't know whether I've got 30 years in me.
You'll be right. You'll be right. The kids will take it over. Hey, Darren, appreciate you taking the time to come in. It's been a great chat. And people will be able to get a hold of you. We'll put all the details. Hey, look, I need you to do me a favor now. If you've listened to this, and I know there's a few people that will all be listening to this. There's a guy in Blenheim, Magnitude. He'll definitely be listening to this. I want you to share it. I want you to share it on LinkedIn, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, tag us in. Because, hey, look, this month we'll have our biggest downloads. Last month we had our biggest ever downloads. This month has already beaten those downloads. We're getting more and more people listening and actually watching now on YouTube as well, the podcast. So I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. It means a lot. Until then, though, I want you to do a couple of things for me. Go out there, have fun, take action, and as always, celebrate your victories.